between UN-DESA and APAM is growing from strength to strength in our mutual effort to strengthen the capacity of public administration in Africa for the development of the continent. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to report to you what I consider to be three important achievements this collaboration has made since the roundtable conference in Accra last year. First, as you recall, in the communique that you made at that conference, you recommended that the establishment of the Africa Public Sector Human Resource Managers Network be speeded up and supported by all governments in Africa to professionalize the management of human resources in Africa as public service to enhance capacity. I am happy to report that the Africa Public Sector Human Resource Managers Network was officially established and launched in Arusha in Tanzania in February this year during its first capacity building workshop, which was supported by the government of the Republic of Tanzania, the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, the Commonwealth Secretariat, and about 22 African governments.
I will now invite the representative of the Commonwealth Secretariat to give his remarks. Mr. Minor.
It is my pleasure to make a few remarks on behalf of the Commonwealth Secretariat at the opening of this important annual urban conference and to bring you greetings from our Secretary General, Mr. Kamlesh Sharma. This is a momentous year for the Commonwealth as we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the modern Commonwealth. When the London Declaration was signed back in 1949, King George VI, the then King of Britain, praised the 8 founding nations for their adaptability, wisdom, and toleration. These values and principles remain as relevant today as they were 60 years ago. In a sense, the creation of the modern Commonwealth in 1949 marked the birth of the first real international community and of a new internationalism. The world of today and beyond requires another new internationalism, a new community of values that truly recognize that all are equal, big and small, rich and poor, and that all voices must be heard. In this regard, there is need for concerted efforts at the international level to insulate and protect vulnerable states from those aspects of globalization that invariably cause suffering and poverty. This is the main reason why the Commonwealth Secretariat has continued to push for the restructuring of international financial institutions, such as the Bretton Woods Institution, in order to ensure that developing countries are granted a bigger voice in the operations and management. Equally important is the need to ensure that international trade practices are fair and just, while official development assistance, ODA, does not unduly place extra financial and administrative burden on recipients.
My name is Win Young. I am a permanent secretary with one of the provinces in the Government of Canada and also have the honor of being the president of IPAC for this year. Our Canadian delegation this year is the biggest we have had. With us, and many of you know, Anne Mason, who is the Director of International Relations, Reagan Mancini, who is an IPAC Program Manager, and joining us in a few days, Greg Orenchuk, who is an Assistant Deputy Minister in Canada, and he will be presenting on managing government during periods of crisis. The vision for the Institute of Public Administration of Canada is much like that of APAM's, and that is to promote excellence in public administration and management. IPAC is a Canadian non-government organization founded in 1947 and dedicated to excellence in the theory and practice of public administration and management. We encourage and promote innovation and best practice, effective knowledge networks, and leading-edge research on emerging topics and challenges in public administration and management. We have carried out our mission regionally, locally, nationally, and internationally, facilitating the exchange of new ideas and best practices among jurisdictions.
As most delegates present here will recall, as earlier explained by Titus, this conference, the 31st APOS Roundtable Conference, had been planned to be held in Durban at the kind invitation of the government of the Republic. However, due to the change in dates where the conference had to be brought forward and be held in the month of September, rather than in November as originally envisaged, the government found it difficult, indeed impossible, to hold this. I still want to thank the government and the Speaker for that offer. And you know, if you know me properly, I'll never leave you alone. In these circumstances, the government of Kenya was approached to step in and hold this conference. In fact, our feeling of gratitude cannot be overstated. If you look at many of the things that we need for us to survive and to go on as a premium organization on the African continent, in that equation, the government of Kenya is indispensable. The government of Kenya is up with one of the highest annual subventions that is able to sustain its activities and programs over the years. In addition, Kenya is host to the APAM Secretariat, which is located here in Nairobi, and to which the government extends valuable diplomatic, logistical, and technical support. All this we say thank you to the government of Kenya.
It is now my great pleasure and honor to invite the chief host of the conference, Ambassador Francis Mudaola, the permanent secretary to the cabinet and head of public service, to give his welcome remarks and thereafter invite the chief guest.
Many countries have sent big delegations, high-ranking officials. We welcome all of them. As a host country, we shall strive to ensure the success of this conference. We shall do whatever really is required of us to make this meeting successful. Kenya has closely been associated with APAM since its inception in the early 1960s, and it continues to contribute to its growth and activities. We thank the Director and the management of KIA for really supporting this noble cause. Ladies and gentlemen, as stated earlier, APAM's mission is to promote and spearhead best practices, excellence, and professionalism in public administration in Africa. In this regard, APAM's contributions have been beneficial to many African countries through its advice to governments and heads of public service in initiating and strengthening the administrative and management capacities of African public administration systems. The annual conferences of APAM continue to provide useful interactive forums where African countries learn from each other's experiences in public service management, exchange ideas, and benchmark on best practices in reform. In the spirit of benchmarking, Kenya has been privileged to host delegates from many African countries on study missions especially in the reform areas of result-based management and performance contracting. As a country, we are also benchmarking with other African countries in areas such as effective utilization of information and communication technology in service delivery. It's now my pleasure to invite our chief guest, the Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Local Government, to address this meeting.
President and APAM Executive Committee members, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, distinguished delegates, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kenya, Karibuni Kenya, and to KIA Nairobi. On behalf of the Government of the Republic of Kenya, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all to the 31st APAM Roundtable Conference, which will run throughout this week. In welcoming you to our country and to the Kenya Institute of Administration, I take this early opportunity to thank the African Association for Public Administration and Management for deciding to hold this important event in our country. It is a privilege to have delegates from our sister African countries, other states in other continents, supporting organizations and institutions that network with APAM to further the realization of its mission and objectives. I believe that the deliberations of the conference will provide a global perspective of the challenges that public administrators and managers must grapple with at work. Ladies and gentlemen, the Kenya Institute of Administration, which is hosting the conference, has the facilities and quiet environment to allow for creativity and focus on the various topics that form the core business of the conference. Housed in this institute are conference facilities you are using, and the state-of-the-art Kenya Development Learning Center, which is an affiliate of the Global Development Learning Network. The center is a unique conferencing facility that gives Kenya and other countries an opportunity to build human capacity with a globally focused strategy. I believe this tranquil atmosphere will enable the conference achieve its goals for the benefit of the corporate and individual membership and the continent as a whole. I wish to acknowledge the vital role APAM has played since its inception in 1971. It has sensitized public administrators, managers, government leaders and partners on the need to create efficient and effective institutional structures and systems to enhance good governance for the delivery of quality services to our people in Africa. In pursuit of its mandate, vision, mission, goal, and specific objectives,